Hey everybody, this is luckyDminor with another episode of 4-player chess teams. And as you know, I'm not a good team player, I'm just learning. And this episode will be called Why Do I Fail in Teams? You will know why I gave this title when you see the games. um, so I learned already a little theory about teams game. I know that I should possibly make room for my queen and bishop to come out. I know that there are possible winning and mating situations if yellow and red attack together those blue pawns or maybe even those pawns here. But of course, at the green side, there would also be opportunities. There are chances for quick mates. There are chances to get into the corner of the king, or in that corner, of course, too. So the thing is, how do I start the cooperation and how do I coordinate the cooperation with my fellow player, the opposite player? Yes, I can use the chat. Yes, I can give signals. But if we do not know each other, and in this case, the opposite player is not even high-ranking player, all my ideas may just fail. And also my ideas are still very early stage and with lots of mistakes. If I would know my team player and if I would have a fixed team and I would play with them regularly and we would understand our openings and understand our joint attacks, it would be much easier. But I wanted to play with random players because I want to learn the game from scratch. And I think many low or intermediate rated players just play random games, and so you don't know your opposite player and you still have to deal with it. So can you really attack aggressively with your queens, or do you have to watch for your own protection first? And so let's see how this first game goes. So I open up with my king's pawn in order to get queen and bishop out, and blue opens with the queen's pawn. Opening up a diagonal to his king's not the best idea as far as I learned so far. And yellow is also opening with the king's pawn, also preparing to get his queen out. And green also opens with the queen's pawn. So now I signaled to my partner that I wanted to come out here and possibly give a check from there, so that he can then make the second step at green. And I did. And blue develops his queen. And yellow made move that I didn't plan. So I signaled something and he makes something else. And of course, it's kind of stupid if, especially with beginner players, you throw all kinds of suggestions to your partner. He cannot even get them that quick. And even my suggestion, being a beginner myself, may even be wrong at some points. So in this case, basically, since he opened that line 2 for his king now, this would also be a check on him if I went there with my queen. And green is before me, and he immediately checks yellow. So I had an idea, but immediately the idea is basically rubbish. So what can I do here? I'm seeing that yellow is in check, and if I don't do anything, blue could immediately take that bishop, or maybe even worse, give another check to the king, and that would already be mate. So what can I do against this mate? So I could take a pawn here, but it wouldn't stop blue. And at this stage, I'm not very well developed so far. cannot do anything. Can I? Well, the only thing I can do is I can block that queen, or I can pin that queen. That's the only options I have here. Otherwise, we lost already. So I decided to just pin that queen, of course, sacrificing my own queen very early in the game. So blue takes my queen, and yellow makes a small move. And basically, it feels like at this moment in the game, we are already lost. I mean, usually in FFA, I would always say play till the end, you can still win. But in a teams game, at this point, well, of course, we can possibly pull off a quick mate somewhere. So we give it a chance. So yellow blocks. Oh, sorry, I have to take the phone. Okay, sorry, had to take the phone. So I attack the blue queen. I have to develop my material, but also I want to put some pressure on blue queen, even though it's to my left. So yellow cannot make immediately anything from it, but at least we're distracting blue a little. Because if now we're not distracting the blue and the green queen, and they just have time to position themselves, they will make us very, very fast. Okay, blue queen moves over, possibly attacking this pawn here. Leaves his bishop alone. Okay, that's good. And green attacking that pawn. So green could already have possibly, well, not directly coordinated with blue attacking my side. So I again block and attack the blue queen. Yellow can continue to eat from blue, so we still have some material. We still can do something, but of course green is taking also from yellow. And now again there are threats like bishop taking there, queen taking there, possibly, I don't know. So I continue my strategy to just attack the blue queen as long as I can here. She moves away, and at this point yellow decides not to take the blue rook, but to protect his own rook, which is good. Okay. Further material starting to attack yellow. And I have a pretty bad development. So this bishop is still locked down. This bishop is in the open. This knight, well, it's not really developed. The rooks are undeveloped, so I'm completely missing develop. And of course, I'm missing my queen. Okay. Blue tries to walk away with the rook, but yellow is faster. But green continues to eat from yellow. Maybe this was a mistake again. I should possibly have made a double pawn move in order to get my rook out, or made a pawn move here in order to get my bishop out. Just the knight move at this point, even though it's threatening that pawn, which is not really important in the moment, it's not really fast. Okay, blue develops. Yellow takes bishop, knight takes bishop, attacks queen, and I take pawn, not knowing what else I could do in this moment. Okay, bishop attacks the yellow queen. Queen is double attacked already. Queen has to move. And green is offering trades here. I move with my knight, threatening a check from there. So if now yellow could attack the blue queen, but does yellow have any possibilities? Well, yellow could attack the blue queen from there, but that would sacrifice his rook and not really help. Okay, blue moves his bishop, attacks my rook. And queen takes knight, sacrificing herself. Why is he doing that? Is there a mate being threatened? Not that I can see it immediately. So I think this is a mistake by yellow. I don't know. So green takes. I give a check just to slow blue down. Otherwise, blue could possibly come here too, and then yellow would be mated within seconds. But my knight, of course, is a sacrifice. Yellow has a little time won and can move his rook over. And green is taking my bishop, protecting that pawn, by the way. I take the bishop, but game is ending pretty fast here now. So after I also lost my rook, yellow resigned. Did he resign or time out? No, he resigned. And I think it's fair to resign here. We have no chance anymore. So a pretty quick loss for red and yellow in this case. So why did we lose? First of all, my aggressive attack with my queen was not supported by yellow. Secondly, green and blue counterattacked and we had no idea how to defend. And then we made mistakes and it was over. So it can be pretty fast if you do not really know what you're doing here. And the question is always, shall we go aggressively even though we are still insecure and not really knowing what we do? It's always a high risk, but of course we may pull off a victory once in a while. Or shall we just secure our position, but then we lose time and the others may develop their queens and we may lose anyway. So I feel like under pressure. And also this pressure to be fast and aggressive, for me, leads to making fast moves without taking the time to think. And I think that's a big key here, especially if you're not as good in teams as you want to be. And especially because many team games are decided very quick and very early. We do not have a time problem. So I have still 43 seconds left. Yellow had still 45 seconds left. So we didn't take our time. So we should, especially in the early moves, especially if we are playing with someone who we do not understand so well, should take the time to signal on the board what we really want to do and to, well, choose moves that are really good and not mistakes. So that is kind of the learning I take from this game. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.